International break continues as Chelsea face Leicester in a week's time. But until then, the transfer mill, the rumour mill, whatever you want to call it, is still in full swing as international break is what it is. Rumours. And of course, we had yesterday, Mikhail Mudryk to Crystal Palace was one of the newest ones. Some opinions on that I've seen are vary from giving more chances. In my opinion, I feel like this would be a massive chance for him to go on loan. A Premier League side, a team that are backs against the wall so far at the moment. So to be one of the saving graces, one of the players that can revitalise that team and his career in the meantime, I think it is, of course, a no-brainer. The next one that we have here is, of course, a more defensive player, a player that is out of favour, to say the least, and a player that has seemingly, quality-wise, dropped massively in the eyes of the fans and probably himself, the manager, Badiashile. He is not linked, but linked. He's linked. It's linked. It's suggested that Juventus are going to be weighing up their options as to whether or not Badiashile, Anderson, once of Crystal Palace, now of Fulham, are the two main front runners with a move to Juventus. Whether or not that is on a permanent basis is up for debate. I think that it would be more, from what I'm reading, is on a loan spell, or maybe with a loan with an option to buy. As the theme goes at the moment, they are without Juan Cabal, who did suffer an injury, I think, against Lille in the Champions League a couple of weeks ago, last week, I think, on the 5th of November. I'm looking here. It's a cruciate ligament injury, which obviously keeps him out for the remainder of the season. So a worthy alternative, a worthy fix, a worthy player in that position. I think I'm looking here, and he's more. He plays centre back and left back, and as we know, Badiashile is predominantly a centre back kind of player. He's not so much like Disasi, in which he can move to the right back position or left back, but it's not really something that's in his arsenal, I would say. He is a left-footed player, of course. But anyway, it's in the pipeline. It's certainly something that I think that, again, much like the Mudryk situation, I could see him weighing up his options. He's barely played for Chelsea this season, just 37 minutes in the Premier League. I'm fairly sure he has he started? Has he started in the Premier League? He played against Liverpool those 37 minutes, so that was him coming off the bench. It's not been very good for Benoit Badiashile. A player, I might add, is someone that I still am. I want nothing but the best for him. It's much like a Mudryk sort of situation, except for me, Benoit Badiashile has shown quality. He has shown that he definitely has something. Last season, he was absolutely fantastic throughout parts of the season. His forward pass is absolutely fantastic. Of course, Levi Colwill now most definitely taken over that role and that responsibility of the forward passing sort of centre-back. It's just not really, unless someone like Fofana, more so out of the two, but if Fofana was to get another injury, would Badiashile even be the first player to get that role? Would it not come down to toss in Adebayo? Would it be Disasi? You know, there are so many players at the moment that are vying for that first team position. I'm under the impression, again, we've got so many players at the moment it's not really possible at the moment for Benoit Badiashile, who, I mean, let's be fair, 30 games in the Premier League. I think 18 starts in the Premier League last season, 11 the season before that. You know, just the one game to this season. It's not really been a good run for him this time around, mainly because, I mean, not really down to himself so much that we've got Levi Colwill, we've got Wesley Fofana. It's just a matter of being out of favour. But even when he does play, he's put some absolute stinkers in, has he not? He's been absolutely diabolical in some games that we've seen him play so far this season. But again, you look at the squad, we've got Disasi, Colwill, Badiashile, Tosin, Adarabioyo. We've got Fofana. Vega could probably play in that position. Obviously, he's more of a on the wing and in the midfield in terms of defensively. I just don't see a world in which Benoit Badiashile doesn't at least trying to, humour a move here. You know, he's played a lot of games. He's played 5 games in the Conference League. You know, we've still got games to come with that. Is that enough for a player like him? 23 years of age, obviously joined Chelsea with 32 million pounds, and it just seems like it's dwindling somewhat for him. His star is fading somewhat because, I mean, let's be fair, he was an absolute instant sensation at Stamford Bridge. He was an instant hit with the fans because he's 6'4", for Christ's sake. He is a big defender that has, for what he lacks in facial expressions. Certainly doesn't have many. He certainly made up for with his ability on the ball. He's not necessarily overly great defensively, but those forward passes last season, absolutely fantastic. Again, I think Anderson has only just gone to Fulham. So I would imagine Fulham, who, again, in a very good position right now in terms of their season, I think they are breathing down our necks, just a point behind us after 11 games. Fulham doing very, very well. Would they be willing to part ways with a player who, is otherwise, I'm just going to check before I say anything. I would assume, surely, a first team. I mean, he started 8 games. He's played pretty consistently and has put in really good performances from what I can see. So the option out of the two, Anderson or Badiashile, from a Juventus point of view, the more likely out of the two is most likely going to be Badiashile. So, it's more than likely going to be a loan deal because Cabal will obviously come back at some point. But to see out the remainder of the season, I think you can rely on Juventus to maybe swoop in for Badiashile at some point during the January window to fill that void. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. The videos, they keep on coming. Let me know in the comments what you think of Badiashile. Would you want to keep him? Is he a good backup for when we need someone to fill the gaps, I suppose, or in those games that, we have to put up with Disasi and Badiashile. It's not pretty. It very rarely is. Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.